What's going on, brothers and sisters, boy JT, and welcome back to another episode of South Stand Stories. And I was here ready to be smoking the cigar of Chelsea fans' hopes and dreams. I spoke to Matisse earlier, and I gave it all the big one. We all gave it the big one, but it wasn't to be today. Some impressive things, but again, Skidmark defending. How many times are we going to see it? Let me just check if I'm doing a Skidmark maneuver myself. No, I'm not. The camera is there. It's working. I know it's an unusual setup. I couldn't get home today. I do have to go out later. So hopefully you can understand that. But again, I didn't think Chelsea were too crazily impressive, if I'm honest. I mean, I saw patches of the game, you know, where they look like they were kind of creating a few things here and there, but really I've seen more creativity or more imagination from their creativity on a blank page of A4 paper, to be honest. I was just quite upset that yet again a set piece undoes us. One stupid corner, one stupid header. I mean, look, the finish was decent, it was all right, but come on, man. That guy, how much space do you want to give him? You could build a mansion around that guy. He was in that much space. You could put rulers on every single vertex of his goddamn body and he would still find space there. He's find space in the goddamn vacuum over there. And now things are looking scary, man. They're looking scary. It's like a horror movie down here. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street, except it's Nightmare at Ellen Road Street. Because now we are deep in that relegation battle. We needed the win today. Wolves beating Spurs. We got lucky. Very, very lucky that Arsenal turned that around against Bournemouth there. Because for a second, that was looking shaky. Thankfully, we're just out of the relegation zone. You've got Forest playing Everton soon, so hopefully we've got to pray they do something. But today it was just quite disappointing. You know, I thought Chelsea were there for the taking. I thought there were some impressive patches. Like I said, I think you can definitely see the improvements from Jesse Marsch. I know you're going to look, last time we beat Chelsea 3-0, and you're going to compare it to this, but let's be real here. It's a different Chelsea side under a different manager, and look, I for one was impressed with certain patches of it. I'm liking to see what he's building. On the counter-attack, we look like a bit of a threat. But Chelsea were, you know, they got the better of us today. They did seem to control a lot of the midfield battle. It's really unfortunate where we are right now. But we've got some easier games coming up. Chelsea was always going to be a tough stretch. It's at Stamford Bridge. Not a place where we conventionally get a load of points, really. But a place in which, you know, a lot of us dared to dream today. But we look onwards and upwards. And I think there's some impressive things. Nonto not starting. What are your guys' thoughts on that one? Do you think it really helped Leeds? Not really. I thought off the bench, you could argue he looked a little bit more energetic. You know, he looked like that Duracell battery was filling up again. However, unlike Durex, there was no penetration from Leeds today. And that is the problem. Yet again, another game where we have an XG above 1, but we're unable to score. Again, roasted here in the studio by a Liverpool fan and a Brighton fan. I mean, come on. This is how deep Leeds have sunk. This is criminal, really. But another game where we can't score, man. We couldn't finish in a brothel right now. And it's tough to watch. We need Rodrigo Moreno back ASAP. Rutter, couple of decent chances in there. Bringing Joseph on, I'm not sure that was the best move for me, to be honest. Joseph is not a clinical finisher, and he is not who you... Who? Well, that's disrespectful, mate. Who? Joseph... Pool boy, you cheeky guy, yeah? Say that with chest, mate. Pool boy. Yeah, mate. Unbelievable, mate. Not sure I agreed with that, but otherwise, Javi Gracia, he's got a lot of things right. I'm not going to jump to throw him under a bus, you know, to you know, squash him just yet. But it is the same errors creeping back into Leeds' play with the set pieces, with the vulnerability, with the falling asleep like you've taken 5 spoonfuls of naproxen. But I do think that there is still light at the end of the tunnel. I'm a little bit happier that we're still not in the relegation zone. That does just fill me with a little bit of optimism. But come on, man. You're not beating Chelsea. They were there for the taking today, boys. They were there for the taking. Could have cleaned them out like a wiper Kleenex. But unfortunately, we couldn't clean a dirty pan with Sillet Bang at the moment. But nonetheless, guys, let me know what you guys thought about that performance anyway. You're happy with what Javi Gracia is doing so far? You're happy with the boys? Again, I'm sorry I'm not home in my regular setup. I am here in the studio and I'm going straight out after, so I don't have time to come back. So a little bit of a different set, maybe different audio quality, but the same tactical genius that is presented straight in front of you. Senior Furpo again, have to touch on that. Another impressive performance, if you ask me. Senior Daddy tier subscription Furpo back at it again. Although I wasn't really too sure on Harrison in front of him. I thought Harrison was a bit questionable in there, and I thought the doubling up was a bit whatever. But I digress anymore. Let me know what you guys think going forward. Was that performance impressive enough to you, or do you think we could be in serious trouble as the season goes on? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. For now, guys, I will see you very, very soon. Au revoir.